We are looking at chapter number 11, which is force and pressure. Force and pressure. We'll be taking question answer on force and pressure. First is give two examples of each of the situation in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of objects. So something is moving. How do you change the motion of that object? Like hitting the ball, kicking the football, all are the example. You can push also, something like a boy is swinging. Now you are changing the position of the moving object. So you can answer like this. So hitting the ball, kicking to football, these are all the examples. Give two examples of situation in which applied force causes a change in the shape of an object. Now you have clay, you have say Play-Doh for kids. Now you change the shape of this object and it takes the shape of the object when especially clay dries up. So stretching the rubber band or rubber or reshaping clay to make toys are the examples. Fill in the blanks in the following statement. To draw water from a well, we have to pull the rope. A charged body dash an uncharged body towards it attracts. This is the attracts. To move a loaded trolley, we have to push it. Here, this is the fill in the blanks. We have to push it. The north pole of a magnet dash the north pole of another magnet repels. So these are the answer. Pull, attract, push and repels. An archer, now archer stretches her bow. So this is this is the bow and this is the arrow. Now which begins to move towards the target. Based on the information, fill up the gaps in the following statement using the following terms. We have muscular, contact, non-contact, gravity, friction, shape, attraction. First is, to stretch the bow, the archer applies a force that causes a change in its what? In its shape. How? This shape changes, right? When you pull this string, the bow shape changes. Next, the force applied by the archer to stretch the bow is an example of contact force. We'll use this one, contact force. Next is the type of force responsible for a change in the state of motion of the arrow is an example of a force. So this is example of a what force, which is muscular force. This is the fill in the blanks, muscular force. While the arrow moves towards the target, the force acting on it are due to gravity. First of all, if the arrow is moving like this, gravity affects on it and also the friction of the air because it is moving in the medium which is air. These are the following situations. We need to identify the agent exerting the force and the object on which it acts. We have to state the effect of the force in each case. So we'll make a table of this, that will be better. First, the first one. Squeezing a piece of lemon between the fingers to extract its juice. So agent is fingers, your finger. The object is lemon, and when you apply force with your fingers on the lemon, the juice is extracted. Next, fingers taking paste the paste from the toothpaste tube. This is again you're pressing fingers and toothpaste tube, so toothpaste is coming out by the force. That is how you use this toothpaste. Then a load suspended from a spring while its other end is on a hook fixed to a wall. So here we have agent as load, the object as spring, and then we have effect as the expansion of spring. Next is an athlete making a high jump to clear the bar at a certain height. So here we have athlete as the agent. The object is again the athlete body because athlete, if this is the bar, he's going to jump over this bar, so he's taking his own body. So the object will be athlete's body and the effect will be athlete jump over the bar. Next is a blacksmith hammers a hot piece of iron while making a tool. How does the force due to hammering affect the piece of iron? See, when the iron is hot, it can be molded. Now it is in a state when it is hammered, it can be molded or the shape can be changed. So the force due to hammering change the shape of the piece of the iron. An inflated balloon was pressed against a wall after it has been rubbed with a piece of synthetic cloth. it was found that the balloon sticks to the wall, what force might be responsible for the attraction between the balloon and the wall? See, this is a balloon. So when you rub it with the synthetic cloth, this gets charged, and whenever it is, say, subjected to uncharged object like a wall, so it attracts, and the charge, this wants to get uncharged to transfer its charge to the wall. So that is how you see them gets attracted, and the force which is responsible for the attraction between the wall and the ball is the electrostatic force. What force? Electrostatic force. Name the forces acting on a plastic bucket. If this is a plastic bucket, this is a plastic bucket containing water held above ground level in your hand. So you with your hand, it's standing there. Now you have, say, this is the ground. Discuss why the force acting on the bucket do not bring changes in its state of motion. Because the force you are applying here and the gravitational force are nullifying each other. If this is F, this is minus F. So F plus minus F will be equal to 0. So the gravitational or the force which are acting on a plastic bucket, first is your gravitational force, and then you have a muscular force, this one. It is applied by our hands to lift the bucket in upward direction. These forces, as I said, they are acting on the bucket but do not change the position or state of motion, because two forces, they are balancing each other, and as a result the net force will be 0. A rocket has been fired upward to launch a satellite in its orbit. Name the two forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launching pad. So this is the launching pad and this is the rocket which is going up. So what are the forces? What are the forces? First of all, there is inside force, which is by the say propellant force, which is actually propelling or making this rocket to lift up with satellite in it. But the forces acting on the rocket immediately after leaving the launching pad, first of all, it's because it is in air, so it is frictional force, and then gravity also is applied, so force of gravity pulling it in downward direction. When we press the bulb of a dropper with its nozzle, so if this is a dropper, this is a dropper. So when you press this inside a water, some bubbles will come out. When you release it, the water will come inside. So what is the scenario? Why this water is coming inside? This is because the atmospheric pressure. The rise of the water in the dropper is due to atmospheric pressure. So this is all about this question answers on force and pressure. Thank you so much and take care of yourself.